We are about at close to 1,500 meters right now, which is like, I don't know, it was pretty steep on the way up here. I saw this guy riding his bicycle, and man, I think the boys in the Tour de France would have a hard time getting up here. So, it was like probably 8 to 15% gradient the whole way up. And I don't know if this dude on his bike was having EPO in his bento box, but if he makes it up here by like probably 3 o'clock p.m. today, I'll offer to pay for his bike rental. Look at this. This is our first little bridge here. This is Lewis from New York City. Okay, we reached this bridge crossing on our hike here. Water's pretty rough, but we're going across anyways. Okay, so we elected to do the longer version of the hike. Just want to give you a bit of a picture of the terrain here. It's pretty, I don't know what you want to, pretty rustic. Gotta go slow so I don't fall. I don't know if Lewis can carry me out of here if I did. So check out this moss here. All these trees are covered in this beautiful moss. I don't even want to touch it. It's that nice. This is like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like the enchanted forest. So here, look at this big old tree here. These are all a long way up. These are all cedar trees in here. And they said some of them are thousands of years old. We found a deer. It's looking at us. Fresh water. It's nice of whomever built these little steps and bridges for us. Shout out to them. It's really kind. So this climb is no fucking joke here, everybody. Check this out. This is the second of these ropes we've had to go up. We're almost at the summit of this mountain. I think this is the rock we've been trying to find. And we're about 2 hours into the hike. Air's getting thin. We're in the clouds and loving it. Shout out to Mom. Lewis climbing the mountain here. This is all his fault, Mom. This is not my idea. Document that Mitch and Lewis have indeed made it to the top of this mountain for the record. We don't know the name of this mountain, or I don't know the name of this mountain, but that's beside the point. We climbed it. That's what matters. We made it to the top. Nowhere else to go but down. And it's going to be treacherous. Here we are back at the waterfalls again. It's been a long day. Done more hiking today than I think I have done in my whole life. Lewis has been a good partner though. Made it back to the lodge and lots of time to spare. And man, what a day, what a hike. Where we've been. So come on in here and look at our map. So this is us right here, and we started at the administration building. And then we took the purple route, which is the advanced route, and along here, and then across this bridge, which was near the waterfalls, one of the highlights for me so far. What would you say, Lewis? Pretty good?
Yes.
Waterfalls?
Yes.
We saw this big tree. I think we took a photo. And then we got to stop number 15 right here, where things got adventurous. So this 2.7 kilometers we originally thought was going to be, just a continuation of the trail, but it turned out to be a little bit more rugged, I think is what I would say. And we made it all the way up here to this rock. We saw many rocks, but I think we eventually saw the rock. Tenkushiki, I think is what it's called. Made it all the way up to the top of the mountain. Then we headed back down and basically just took the same route that we got in. And now we're back at the beginning again. Just wanted to ask a couple questions to Lewis, who was my partner in crime today. We met on the bus, actually. only two. Well, there's only three of us on the bus, but Lewis looked like he spoke English, so it was pretty easy for us to get along. And I found out that he lives in New York City right now. He was born in Belgium, Brussels. A bit of a diplomatic life I think he's lived so far. Lewis is a musician. And tell us about yourself. First thing though, what'd you think of that hike we just did today? What are your thoughts?
It was incredibly intense, more intense than I anticipated, and the rope climbing was something I wasn't expecting, but it was great.
This was your idea, wasn't it? To go up.
This was my idea. I'm the horn goat to lead things.
So, other interesting thing is Lewis mentioned that he's here in Japan. His girlfriend is working in Tokyo, and so like I watched the movie Lost in Translation when I first got here, and then this is my kind of Lost in Translation moment. This makes me, I think, Bill Murray, and Lewis would be Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
I did not. That was not scripted.
But anyway, so tell us about your first impressions so far
of Yakushima.
Of Yakushima and Japan. You've been here for a few days now. What do you think?
Japan is ancient, wonderful, interesting place. There's a lot to be learned from the culture, and it's absolutely beautiful. And this island is apparently a microclimate of what Japan is as an entirety, because it has the subtropical region, and then
it's interesting.
As you go further up, it has the Arctic. It's like snow, and yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, cool. What else should we talk about? Yeah, any shout outs you want to give to everybody back home?
Probably to my girlfriend who's going to watch this.
Good for you. Nice.
I don't know who's going to see this. Maybe.
Oh, I'm pretty big on YouTube in Canada.
Sharon Jane.
Yes.
Probably Sharon Jane. And I'd give a shout out to Tennessee, my good friend Tennessee. And yeah.
Awesome. So, Lewis and I talked about many things on our journey, but we solved a couple of world issues today. One of the things we were talking about is the environment and how it's just
and Hegel
and yes, and we got into talking about some German philosophy as well, which is pretty interesting. Anything you'd like to say? You mentioned your mom was at the Kyoto Protocol signings, right? Back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And what is it about getting out in nature that's important to you? We went on this hike today, and why do you think that it's important not to cut down all these trees here?
The practical point that we made, which was that trees depend on us for carbon dioxide, and we depend on trees for oxygen. But the question is, rather than even ecotourism or whatever, it's actually envisioning and imagining a world where there is a sustained, balanced relationship with nature, where it's not just a sort of a fetish, or it's not just it's actually a living relationship. And I think, historically, as we talked about, we've gone too far in one direction. No reference to the band. And
shout out to One Direction.
I'd like to shout out to One Direction.
If you're watching this, give me a thumbs up, guys.
And so I think there's a philosophy, or there's a place in human life on Earth, which is our home, for a much more sustained, balanced relationship.
Absolutely. So anyway, those are wise words. I think we're going to end on that. Where can folks back in Canada find you? Can we look you up on Instagram, or where can we find your band? If anyone wants to hear your music.
Yeah, Instagram, Louis Lazar.
All right, we'll post that in the description too.
Yeah, Instagram, Louis Lazar, and find there's a new record coming out. And
awesome. And what's it called? Where can we get it?
God, I'm working on it. The working title is Razzmatazz.
Okay.
But it should be available at your local Starbucks. I'm kidding.
No, you're not. I hope there's a song about this hike.
there will be.
All right. It was a pleasure to meet you, Lewis, and
You
thanks
too.
so much, man.
You too.
Cheers. You know, I came to Japan looking for an adventure, and my God, I found it here in Yakushima. So thanks for watching, and give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and oh man, I just can't wait. I got a nice cold beer and a warm shower waiting for me back at the cabin, and oh, it's calling my name right now. See you later.